Hello once again. This is Tom Lewis, the CEO of Smart Action, an artificial intelligence-based self-service platform. This is the third video in the series around artificial intelligence, customer service, etc. This time we're going to talk about conversational platforms and conversational interfaces. And the reason why I'm bringing this topic up is because, like artificial intelligence, I think there's a lot of buzzwords out there around natural language, conversational platforms, virtual customer and contact assistants, and so forth, and the interfacing with devices, and whether that be Google Home or Amazon Alexa, and what are the capabilities and sort of the constraints around those systems. So when you think about conversational platforms, the intent, and granted, in some cases the technology hasn't quite arrived there yet, but it will very soon, is the ability to fairly naturally describe to a system how or what it is you want to transact. In fact, one of the things that I often say around here is that the best human-to-machine interface is often voice. Not always, but often voice, if only the machine could understand. And unfortunately, what it's done is the machines that have been out there today has done is essentially taught us to speak differently. I mean, with the way we speak to Siri, the way we speak to Amazon Alexa and Google Home, we're being very prescriptive and very directive in terms of what we're trying to guide them through. And so conversational platforms, the goal, the objective is really to get to a solution where you can more broadly describe what it is you're looking for, or perhaps, and another way to think about it, is express multiple intents within one utterance, and have the system be able to divide those things into the various goals that you want to achieve. So let me be more specific. So for example, if you're an auto club and you are trying to, you're a customer and you're on the road, on the side of the road, and you need to get a tow or a jump or something like that. Let's say a tow. So you might say, I want to get my car towed to Bob's garage or something along those lines. That actually is two separate intents. One is, I need my car towed, and the second is where you want it to be towed to. So when you think about the architecture of such a thing, the conversational platforms also rely on essentially a goal. The goal in this case is you called in and you need to get your car wherever it needs to go, or you need service or support or something like that. Each one of these goals, one way to think about it is, imagine that there was a container that contained all of the different pieces of the puzzle that you needed. I need to know what you need, car towed. I need to know where you're towing it. I need to know what kind of car. I need to know your membership number, et cetera, et cetera. So you build this entire container of things, and once the container is full, then you essentially got all the information you need in order to achieve the goal, and the goal would be to dispatch a truck. So a conversational platform should be able to recognize which things in the container it has and which ones it doesn't. And if it doesn't have it, to be able to structure a dynamic conversation to say, can you tell me your membership number, even if that wasn't necessarily ordinarily the first thing that you'd say, because again, we're filling the container based on the information the system doesn't have. So a conversational platform is more than just talking to a machine. It's intended to allow you to have much more unstructured conversations with a machine to achieve a goal. Similar to what I talked about in the last video around customer experience and effort, having to structure your conversation so that the machine understands is limiting and impacts customer experience and customer effort, whereas having true conversational systems improves that. One last thing I'll say on this whole topic is, when you think about voice self-service specifically, most voice self-service platforms are designed with a fairly open-ended prompt. In my last video, I talked about, hey, are you calling about this or something else? But after that, many IVRs in particular go to what we call directed dialogue. They're essentially asking yes/no questions, or things where the answers are in a fairly narrow parameters, whether it's the color of your car or what have you. And a true natural language, 100% natural language conversational system should be able to expect those things, as well as be able to redirect the conversation so that if the person, instead of giving the color of the car, says, could you repeat that, or hold on a minute, or just a second, or any number of things that redirect the conversation, or instead I need a big truck, not a little truck, or what have you. And so having 100% natural language recognition throughout the entire conversation, plus a conversational parser, essentially, the ability to break apart these different ideas. These are very complicated and sort of engineering-oriented things, but it has a significant impact on the customer experience, which is the reason why these are relevant topics. And this evolution around this technology is going to, in every aspect of whether it's chatbots or IVRs or home assistants, et cetera, the nature and the use of the word conversational in those contexts is, I think you're going to see that a lot more. So thanks for listening. Today's discussion around conversational platforms, and look forward to meeting you on the 4th video.